All right, so I love teaching English, and I love it because I get to experience the transformative power of literacy in the classroom nearly every day, if things go right every day. But I like words, and I like sharing through narrative and helping people discover their own stories. And what I ask my students to do in the class is to bring something in that's significant to them, that they find meaningful and something that reflects upon themselves, and to read it out loud. And I call these read-alouds. This is not my idea. It's a simple idea. It sounds too simple to be effective, but what happens when people read something out loud is that they know that people are listening to them, they take ownership, and then they think about what it is they're saying. And this creates a sense of community in the classroom. It's a community you can learn from, a shared narrative, a communal literacy. So the question I have is, would it be possible to take this same organic approach to learning outside of the classroom and into my community? Specifically, my neighborhood, the Near East Side, East 10th. East 10th represent. My wife and I have lived here for over 2 years, and we like the neighborhood, we love the neighborhood, but like a lot of neighborhoods, it has its fair share of problems, perhaps more than its fair share of problems. Namely, there are a lot of boarded up storefronts along East 10th. There are a lot of high vacancy rates. There's some crime, here and there. Some disparaging income levels. But the good thing about East 10th is that it's a very diverse and robust community, full of different income and multicultural backgrounds. It's also a highly trafficked area, both pedestrians and through cars. And so the question is, would it be possible to take this idea of community literacy outside the classroom and into an actual honest-to-God community? And I think the answer is that yes, it is possible. And I was able to, this light bulb moment came to me as I was driving along and happened to see this type of billboard. And you've probably seen these billboards before, the values billboards. I don't know who Mike is, but I do know through a couple of sentence fragments and a picture, I know something about Mike. I know that we share common values. This is a billboard narrative. This is essentially telling a story. And so it would be nice if there were more billboards like this in East 10th Street, but instead we have these types of billboards. Now, whether we like it or not, this is also telling a story. This is sharing a narrative. It's not a narrative I would be particularly proud to share, but these are the ideas being expressed. So, how can we take a more positive message? And I think a lot of people are already recognizing that we need a more positive message. We have public art coming up. This is underneath a railroad trestle along 10th Street. This looks much better than Who's Your Daddy or Blank Wall Space. So this is fulfilling a need and desire of the community and reflecting a need and desire of the community by doing so. And we also have this mural, which it used to be a blank fence, but now you have a nice little squirrel. It tells a story. So what I'm proposing is essentially nothing new. It's already going on in the community. People are talking to one another. It's essentially, they're sharing narratives. A lot of the small businesses that are popping open along East 10th, this happens all the time. Go into a salon, you sit down, you talk to one another, you're sharing experiences, and you are benefiting from that interaction. But how can we take it again out of the four walls and into the community? What I would like to do is fairly simple. I would like to start talking to the people who live and work in the community. And after we talk to them, we ask them about their experiences. We ask them about their wisdom. We ask them about their narrative. People like Tom, who owns a furniture store. People who are part of the community and who have a vested interest in preserving the community. And so we continue to talk to them. We create an ethnography of the people who live and work along the community. People like Mary. Mary was married for 63 years, almost 64, to the same man. She had a lot to tell me about what it took to make a marriage work. That's information that we need to share with one another. We can learn from that. There are also people along East 10th, people like Sinja. Sinja's family owns and operates a gas station convenience store at the corner of 10th and Rural. We go there a lot. A lot of people go there quite often as well. There are interactions taking place every day. We can capture those interactions by talking to the people, taking their photographs, asking them, what do you think is important in life? What would you want to share with your neighbors? Janie's family escaped a flood in southern Alabama, destroyed their home, and when she was 5 years old, And for a couple years after that, they were subsistence farmers. She has a lot to tell us about surviving and thriving. So, what can we do? Is it possible to share these stories in the community and in the process create a shared narrative, a community narrative? I think so. One thing we have an abundance of along East 10th are empty walls. We have a lot of empty buildings, highly visible along the street. What if we took the idea of the values billboard, but instead of someone named Mike we didn't know, we put someone named Mary that we did know, and we told her story. And we created these billboard-sized public works of art, these narratives, and made 10 to 15 of them, put them along the highly visible corridor, and let people look at them and learn from them. To some degree, this is being done. And you see this through graffiti. There's graffiti popping up. This quote here, I identify with. I like it. The problem with this, though, is that this is still a top-down approach. Instead, we need a bottom-up approach. We need to share the words of the people that live within the community with the people who live in the community, instead of offering them words that they have been pounded with through English classes. Here's an example. So you're driving down 10th Street, you happen to glance over and you're like, oh my God, that woman's amazing, and I know her. Next time I see her, I'm going to talk to her about that. This would strike up conversations. This would create a community literacy. So we make up 10 to 15 of these billboards. We create an ethnography. We capture the narratives of the people already in the community, and we put them back into the community. It's creating like a narrative loop. We can learn from this and grow from this. Thank you.